Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
That Akwa Ibom State has recorded so much growth in every sector of the economy in the last 7.5 years could be traced to the visionary leadership of the state chief executive, Governor Godswill Akpabio, ably supported by the good people of the state who are determined to take the state to heights never imagined. From 2007, when he assumed leadership of the state, Governor Akpabio never made pretense about turning the state from a pedestrian entity to a destination for all. Hence, he quickly embarked on holistic upgrade of infrastructure to make the state truly that destination he envisioned. Today, the state is at par with or even above some older states in terms of development. That dream of destination is clearly coming to reality, with major events and conferences being held here on regular basis. In the next few weeks, for instance, the entire sporting public will gather in the state to watch one of the Orange Nations Cup qualifying matches involving the nation's senior football team, the Super Eagles, and their South African counterparts, Bafana Bafana. That will come 2 weeks after inauguration of the 30,000-seater stadium by President Goodluck Jonathan. This, among others, like the Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center, is giving verve to the tourism sector of the state, as more and more people visit the state for one event or the other. Talking tourism, the Millennium Excellence Foundation joined the League of Organizations that hosted their events in Akwa Ibom State. The organization, which is based in Accra, Ghana, last week in Uyo held its much-celebrated Lifetime African Achievement Prize Awards, where it honored great Africans who have made their mark in their chosen fields of endeavors. As its reputation shot up within Nigeria, interestingly, these phenomenal growth have not gone unnoticed in international circles as well. WikiLeaks, an online blog that has gathered reputation as a whistleblower on both individuals and nations, highlighted in one of its publications that Akwa Ibom is one state in Nigeria to watch on account of her infrastructure renaissance. Not surprisingly, the man responsible for formulating state policies, articulating and implementing them, Governor Godswill Akpabio, has not gone unnoticed too. He has therefore won laurels both locally and internationally. After independent investigation and study about 2 years ago, the Millennium Excellence Foundation, established in Ghana about 15 years ago, honored Governor Akpabio in Nairobi, Kenya, with the Lifetime African Achievement Prize Award for good governance and development of his people. The body seeks to unearth, celebrate, and acknowledge to all Africans and the world the dynamism of excellence of distinguished Africans who have led selfless lives, toiled and sacrificed in diverse ways to bring about a positive change to the lives of millions of ordinary Africans who live in despair and seek better life for this planet. These men and women, through roles, good governance, mentorship and philanthropy, have blazed the trail where many have never trodden. Governor Godswill Akpabio is one of her laureates.
I was very angry with the state of affairs I found in my state when I was elected governor. One needs to be angry with the situation of Africa, with so much natural resources, enormous potentials, but we have suffered from poor leadership. At the end, the people suffer. So I was very angry in 2007. The anger is now waning. The anger is waning. I come from a place described as Ukana. My village is sedentary. By the side of what they call Federal Road in my country. For 29 years, we could not access my village. There was no road. And in 2007, I assumed duties as governor with anger to prove to Africa, to prove to Nigeria, and to prove to my people that yes, indeed, government can work. Government can work. Government can work. And I can tell you today, as I sit in front of you, that road, the first one I mentioned, which I could not access in 29 years, has a dualized thoroughfare with street light, over 39 kilometers. That's the first one. And I've done that with over 300 others. And of course, a lot of people, women were dying. Mortality. Sometimes people had no money to go to hospitals. And then you see obstructive labor. They will carry an African woman to a church. And they will keep praying and they will say, mention, if I confess your sins, you have committed adultery. That's why the child is not coming out. And the woman will bleed to death. I want needed to be angry. I went on campaign in one of my states. And I found we gave wheelchairs to disabled. And a woman came up to me and said, Your Excellency, I was given 4 wheelchairs. And my children are going to 5. I said, how many cripples do you have? She said 5. How many children? 6. And then the woman did not know that poliomyelitis is an avoidable disease. She wanted just one more so she could have peace. I was angry. And I wept. I said, if I ever become a governor, no child in my state will suffer from polio. And I can announce to this crowd tonight that 4 years after, 5, 6 years after, I can tell you the last 4 years, no child has suffered from that disability in my state.
In this year's edition of the event, multiple Olympic gold medalist Haile Gebrselassie was live in Uyo alongside many other African greats to receive their awards. The decision to hold this year's award in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, in the words of His Excellency James Victor Beho, President of Millennium Excellence Foundation, was in continuous recognition of good works of Governor Akpabio, one of its laureates and ambassadors who did not only agree to host our important event under his jurisdiction, but also to press his phalanx of expert administrators and implementers to work around the clock in preparing Uyo to host African brothers and sisters as well as other guests and collaborators in record time.
Our choice of Uyo for this award ceremony, and this is the first time that the ceremony is being taken outside the capital of the host country anywhere. Our choice of Uyo was to showcase the achievement in this great state, to let the world have a glimpse as what success should be in African countries, and to also hope that by our attention to Uyo, that other states, not only in Nigeria, but throughout Africa, will also strive to provide the same leadership and achievement for their individual states as we see now in Uyo.
It is interesting that the winners of the 2014 awards come from diverse backgrounds of political leadership and stability, traditional institutions, science research and technology, sports, and many others. At a lab economic forum organized for laureates where they shared their experiences with members of the public, they noted with emphasis that education is key to the growth of Africa and commended Governor Akpabio for his education policy that has changed the shape and content of Akwa Ibom State since he became governor.
So I looked, Your Excellency, to many projects in your transformation process, and you have done exactly that. In other words, a holistic approach to sustainable food. You attend to your infrastructure, your water, your power. Your Excellency, you are on the right track here. I hope that other states in Nigeria will follow your good example.
This state is a model for Nigeria. I just want to say, Governor, we know why you're loved now. I looked at you at breakfast. I looked at how your wife served you. I looked at how your aide served you. And that told me a lot about your character. It told me who you are as a leader. It really, really did. So I just really want to say congratulations. You know, if I can pick a state in Nigeria, this would be my state.
Excellency, I wanted to really commend you and your government and your people for the successful job you have done. I am sure that some of our country, with the permission of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, some of our presidents can come here to see how to improve the situation. With one thing, vision, leadership, partnership. This is why the people are committed to accompany you, to help themselves, because they know you are helping these people. And this is also another meaning of leadership. Thank you.
Governor. When Akpabio took over the reins of governance in 2007, the education sector was in complete shambles in physical infrastructure and content. He was short of declaring a state of emergency in the sector. He, however, declared free and compulsory education that has since gained not only national but also global attention.
I am so overwhelmed with what I have seen since I came to Akwa Ibom State. I am sorry, this is supposed to be an introduction, but I want to just say a little bit. I wish we can change states. The only one thing I want to ask the executive governor is that as you leave office, please let there be somebody who will continue with your legacies you are leaving behind.
One of the most inciting and, may I say, inspiring common transportation programs is free education. I copied him on that because I started to build a very small college in Delta State. I was able to give only 50% free education there. And when we do see someone who had a total and complete free education, we admire him. He inspires all of us. And we try to do many things to conspire with the universe to continue to support him. Thank you, Excellency.
Governor Akpabio spoke on his development modules as he shared his experiences.
They all wanted to know how I achieved what we have been able to achieve here. And typical of Africans. So one of them asked me, why are people celebrating you? What have you done that is different from what the government should do? We have built roads, we have built hospitals, we have provided education, free education, we have built classroom blocks. I said, yes, those are things that government ought to do, but the government doing them. In 1979, Governor Clement Isom then of Cross Rivers built battery industry and a skill industry in my community. The two industries packed up because there was no access to evacuate the goods. Today, I have done roads to those places, a bridge that collapsed in 1967. I have built a new bridge, and a new industry from Turkey has taken over the place. They call it Beko Brew-Up Industries. They are putting in billions of dollars to manufacture LCDs, television sets, household utensils, and all that.
In Nigeria today, we have new policy in agricultural development. We previously take agriculture as a development program, and we have World Bank support, ADB support, and agricultural development program for the last 40, 50 years. And through those programs, we have not achieved any meaningful development in agriculture. But in the last 3-4 years, we transformed our policy into agriculture as a business. And I'm pleased to inform you today, we have reduced our cost of food import by almost $2 billion.
Later that night at the LAP Awards, the setting was a beauty to behold as African achievers in diverse fields, including Nigeria's own Jim Ovia and Tony Elumelu, stepped up the podium to pick up their well-deserved awards.
What makes one run successful organizations, whether it's financial services, any business that is adversity. If you face the gradient of adversity, chances are that you will succeed.
A big round of applause for Jim Ovia. That's what we call thinking out of the box.
The role of the traditional ruler in modern times is sort of a mobilizing force for the development of its traditional area. Certainly, the right of transition in Ghana, and for that matter, most African states that we try to unite the various ethnic groups which make the nation state into cohesive states, provision for development, for unity of purpose, and for the peaceful coexistence of all them.
No doubt, the high point of events of the night was the LAP Awards to Nigeria's President Goodluck Jonathan, GCFR, who was represented by Vice President Namadi Sambo. President Jonathan bagged an award for leadership, national cohesion, and stability. As Vice President Sambo stepped up the podium to receive the awards on behalf of his principal, there was a buzz in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can have all the laureates, all the winners of the LAAP 2014 prizes on the stage for a photo opportunity with His Excellency. All the winners of the LAAP 2014 prizes, please make your way to the stage for a photo opportunity.
President Jonathan dedicated the awards to Nigerians, emphasizing that when we close ranks, we can overcome all adversaries, no matter the odds.
I am pleased to join you here in Oyo for their 2014 Laureate Prize Ceremony of the Millennium Excellence Foundation. It is indeed fitting that the Board of Trustees of the Foundation have chosen to hold the 2014 award ceremony here in Nigeria, the same year as we celebrate the centenary anniversary of our nation's existence. The leading lights of the struggle for the independence of Africa, including Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Mrs. Jomo Kenyatta, Albert Ojoni, and others were great advocates for the Pan-Africanism and African cohesion, a worthy ideology that I share. It is the same ideology that informed why Africa has continued to be the centerpiece of Nigeria's foreign policy. Pan-Africanism in present times, to me, implies unity, cohesion, and stability in Africa.
Earlier that night, Nigerian Football Federation NFF bigwigs had inspected the new Akwa Ibom International Stadium in company of Governor Godswill Akpabio.
Well, this stadium is simply majestic. It's amazing. It's a timeless and a priceless piece of architectural edifice, first of its kind in West Africa. This is a combination of what I saw in Munchen, the Alliance Arena, and the Soccer City in South Africa. But I think this is indeed a pride, not just to Nigeria, but to West Africa. And I am very delighted that I came with members of the Executive Committee of the NFF. And here and there, we have taken a decision that come 19th of November, Nigeria will play South Africa in the stadium.
Contribution towards athletics, towards football, and towards the game of sports in Nigeria. I used to ask myself a question when I did not have an opportunity to serve. I said, what do our leaders see when they go outside Nigeria? Do they see indiscipline? Do they see decayed infrastructure? Why can't we have the world-class infrastructure we see outside here? And this is part of why we were not respected. Sometimes it's always a shame that when football is being taken to an African country, people run into the pitch, and the next thing is there is fracas, and they will say, okay, that African country is banned, or one thing or the other, because of lack of adequate and internationalized and standard infrastructure. So when I became a governor, I said I will not moan. I'll do my best to bring what I see outside to my state.
It was relaxation time for the LAP award winners as the state banquet was organized to fit them and show the traditional Akwa Ibom hospitality. Some NFF members react to the stadium.
I took a picture and I sent to someone, and it was looking like the picture we took in Porto Alegre in Brazil during the World Cup we were playing against Argentina. That stadium competes with any stadium you find anywhere in the world.
The newly elected NFF president, Amaju Picnic, had this to say about the governor and the stadium.
The Nigerian Football Federation will partner you in making sure that that stadium is used at all times. To us, the new face of Nigerian football, victory is not only winning laurels, winning a Nations Cup, but we are trying to create a structure of sustainable football development in Nigeria. We want to reduce the number of A-list international matches we have outside the shores of Nigeria. Because what they have in Fulham Stadium that we normally do, this stadium is 10 times better than that. As a parting gift to you, we'll look at the first FIFA window, the first quarter of next year. By the special grace of God, we'll bring an A-list team to come and play Super Eagles here in Akwa Ibom.
Apart from the development of human capital that cannot be touched in tangible terms, these are some of the landmark and turnkey projects executed by the administration of Governor Akpabio that has made Akwa Ibom a tourism hub, a destination of choice, and a darling to the international community. Akwa Ibom is on the path of sustainable development, thanks to the vision bearer, Governor Akpabio. The tourism sectors can only get bigger and better, and the state hosting more dignitaries from around the world, especially with the commissioning of the new stadium on the 6th of November, 2014. The people call it Uncommon Transformation.
Uncommon Transformation television series brings to you the latest information of the monumental achievements of the Governor Akpabio-led administration. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube to read the latest news, watch amazing videos and listen to in-depth analyses and interviews with the men and women working hand in hand with stakeholders to make Akwa Ibom State better. You can also log on to our website www.uncommontransformation.tv for more information. Uncommon Transformation television series, bringing to you the right and current information when you need it.